Screening and preventative tests free with Momentum Health.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, but staying away from doctors isn't good for your long-term health. There are simple and easy tests that you can do to ensure good health and find any problems before they start.
For a checkup, you visit a family practitioner, a doctor trained in general health who treats patients of all ages.
All right, Dr. Deploy, do you want to tell us what is an annual checkup besides the fact that it happens every year?
Typically what we would do is we would look at your blood pressure, obviously, your sugar, your habitus, how tall you are, how much you weigh. We'll look at your lifestyle, get a decent history, what has changed, what were you on before, what medication you're using. So it's all about just getting an idea of where you are health-wise at that point in your life. And we sort of help you color in that picture.
It's really important to be honest with your doctor about what's going on in your life, and issues like stress, allergies, or even poor sleeping patterns can have a negative impact on your health or be symptoms of a problem. My knees are feeling a little bit niggly, and I think that's just from all the extra running that I've been doing.
Painful more during exercise or after?
During exercise, during running. So I
okay.
thought it's just because of that, but I don't know if it is something that I should be concerned about. What type of vaccines or vaccinations should one research or be taking?
Should you or shouldn't you take a flu vaccine? My opinion is you should. Each season there's a new vaccine, and it really aims at the most prevalent subtypes of the viruses that give flu symptoms. And that's why it's a good idea to get that vaccine.
Is it important to have your BMI checked?
BMI is really just a function of your weight over your height. It's a ratio that we use. It doesn't take into account your build, but it's a good measure to point you in the direction whether you are in the overweight or the underweight category. So for us, it's a nice tool to say there, black and white, you really should lose some weight.
Right, so should we go and get the checkup done? So sorry guys, this is the censored bit.
Stacey, you ready?
A family practitioner is usually the first doctor to pick up a health problem, and they'll then be the referring doctor to a specialist in that area. A healthy heart is vital, so checking blood pressure is always on the list.
104/70.
So what does that tell me about my health?
Well, really what we want to know, what the blood pressure tells us is what the pressure in the system, the vascular system is like.
Okay, so what exactly are you listening for?
Well, really I can listen to the rhythm of your heart. Right. If you can lie down for me, please. I'm going to do a little abdominal examination quickly.
Okay.
Just going to undo the gown.
Some of the poking and prodding that a doctor does can seem superficial. What can you really feel just by pushing on my tummy? Turns out, quite a lot.
Well, if you have a rough idea of the anatomy, you can gauge whether the spleen is enlarged, whether your liver is enlarged. Specific areas of tenderness can point to specific pathologies. I want you to take a deep breath for me. Exhale.
Well, doctor's always right.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to expect the doctor to know everything about everything. But it's a good idea to find someone that at least can admit to not knowing, and it can point you in the right direction, or find out, or sort of take your hand and go down that route together. So the idea is that you come to us for health advice, but it doesn't mean it's not Dr. Google. You don't have an answer for everything.
How do we help you by being better patients, or to do your job better?
I think one of the biggest issues I have is compliance. There's no point in me giving you the medication. I always say medication only works if you take it, and then there has to be communication. If you take this stuff and it really makes you feel horrid, then come back and find an alternative. Or if you think that something was missed, or you have questions or anything, you should have an open communication with whoever's treating you. And then also don't hide stuff. It makes it very tricky.
Be honest.
Yeah.
You're not going to judge us,
No,
right?
no.
Once a year for 1 hour. That's all the time that it takes to make a long-term investment in your own health. And the whole family can do it.
Screening and preventative tests free with Momentum Health.